This is the Xiaomi 12, one of the first phones to launch with the latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chip, the one that's been breaking records all over. So what's the deal with it? Well, let's first get the unboxing out of the way and then take a close look at Xiaomi's latest flagship smartphone. Hey guys, Ash here from C4E Tech. If you do end up liking what you see here, thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that bell icon if you haven't yet. Let's get started. The first thing we see with this box is that, hey, it's big. That means there is a charger included, which these days, especially with flagships, seems to be such a big thing. Now, once we open up the box, we're greeted by this little insert. This one has a SIM ejector pin, some regular literature, and a soft case, which is pretty appreciated given that the back here is glass. Now, Xiaomi does sell 4 variants. This is the blue, there's also a pink and a black, and also a green one. Now, why I mentioned the green separately is because the green is not glass, instead it's vegan leather. So if you're somebody who doesn't like to use cases, then probably that might be a better option. Anyways, barring this, we've got a USB Type A to Type C cable with orange accents and a 67-watt charger. These days when a phone launches, the first question on our minds, or at least on my mind, is what are the different variants they've launched? Because no brand seems to just launch one flagship phone and be done with it, right? Generally there are the Pros, the Ultras, the Pro Pluses, and Xiaomi is no different. Over here they've launched the Xiaomi 12 and the Xiaomi 12 Pro. So that begs the question, what is not so pro about this one? This here, the one that I have, as you've seen from the title, is the regular 12. So what features does it lack? And I feel that's as good a place as I need to start this video at. So first difference, the first thing that this one doesn't have compared to the Pro is, well, the charger. We saw a 67-watt charger included. The Pro comes with a 120-watt charger that is supposed to go from 0 to 100 in 18 minutes. This takes twice as long, 39 minutes, which is still very fast, frankly. Now, as far as wireless charging goes, both of them have the same 50-watt wireless charging and 10-watt reverse wireless, so no differences there. But the battery capacity is different. This one has 4500 milliamp hour. The Pro gets 100 milliamp hour more. The next difference is once you turn things around with this display over here. I absolutely adore this display. This one is 6.28 inches compared to 6.73 on the Pro, and this is Full HD Plus compared to Quad HD Plus. And the other major difference, both of them are AMOLED panels and both of them have a DisplayMate A plus rating. All that's great. Both of them are 120 Hz. They're very smooth, very bright. But the next difference is that the Pro gets a LTPO panel, meaning while this can switch between 60 and 120, that can vary refresh rates anywhere between 1 to 120 Hz. The display here is pretty awesome, though it's not a Pro display. It's still covered by Corning Gorilla Glass Victus, and it's a nice panel, as you guys can see. Given the 6.28-inch display size and the fact that this is a 20:9 aspect ratio, the phone is pretty narrow, so holding it and using it single-handed, it feels good. It's quite comfortable to use single-handed, which is not something we can say about most phones being launched these days. Well, I could have said it about the Zenfone 8, but Asus seems to refuse to launch it in most parts, in most markets, including India. So that is a little bit of a bummer. But coming back to the Xiaomi 12, I like how easy it is to use single-handed. That is also thanks in large to the edges being curved, so that shaves a little bit of width. At the same time, is that gonna lead to accidental touches? That is something I'm gonna have to test out once I spend more time with this phone. Now, underneath this display is an optical fingerprint scanner. It's pretty fast, pretty responsive, nothing to complain about. On top, we have a hole punch. This houses a 32 megapixel selfie camera. Now, the Mix 4 had a under display selfie camera. Me personally, I'm not missing that at all because the quality with these shooters are much better. So I'm actually happy with these selfies. They seem crisp, they seem sharp, well detailed. And I feel Xiaomi has done a good job with edge deduction on the portraits. When you see edge deduction this good, when the hair is this bad, the brand is doing something right? Now, giving you a quick tour around the device, to the right we've got the power and volume keys. To the bottom there is the SIM tray. Well, there's no IP certification here. The tray does have grommets. Talking about what is in there, there is no support for micro SD. The Type-C port you see over here is just USB 2.0, so transfer speeds are going to be low. And there is no headphone jack. On the flip side, there are stereo speakers. These are tuned by Harman Kardon. There's also support for Dolby Atmos from a software perspective. They've even retained an IR blaster, one of the last brands to do so. The speakers beat it up sounded good. Here, check it out for yourself. Now the big difference between the 12 and the 12 Pro is with the optics. Now first off, let me start by saying I absolutely adore this camera array. The lines there, I think they're a great design choice, makes it look really pleasant. Now the three sensors you see here are totally different from the three sensors you'd find on the 12 Pro. Does that mean these cameras suck? Well, the primary here is a 50 megapixel f1.9 with optical stabilization. The images, they seem decent. Now what is decent without something for comparison, right? So here's side-by-sides with the S21 FE again. And once I actually started seeing these side-by-sides, I kind of felt disappointed. Let me explain. The colors on the Xiaomi 12 constantly felt very high on saturation. Like on these shots, the blues on the skyline and the warmth on the ground, that's very unreal. The S21 FE is much closer to what I was really shooting. It's not just that, even with detail like with Kitty's fur, the FE seems to do much better. Anyway, we'll get a lot more detail with the camera if and when I get to the review. For now, there are two other sensors. The secondary is a 13 megapixel ultra wide and the last one is a 5 megapixel telephoto macro. Given 50 megapixels on Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, of course we get 8K videos capped at 24 FPS. And the shots look nice, but personally I prefer the 4K 60. Xiaomi's done an excellent job with it. The saturation issues still remain, as you can see with the skyline. But overall, the quality of the footage, the stabilization seems fine. And I really wish they can fix the saturation issues with future updates. We also get some fancy camera options like Parallel World, which really looks sick. And then there is Time Freeze. Look at the car here in the background. Stop. Hand still moving. The release. Just fun software stuff thrown in. Talking about software, we get MIUI 13 built on top of Android 12 here. Given the hardware underneath, Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, 8 or 12 gigs of DDR5 RAM, 128 or 256 gigs of UFS 3.1 storage. With this combination and that 120Hz display, the Xiaomi 12 feels very snappy. The new MIUI features like the widgets and stuff also seem nice. Though, given this is Chinese firmware, I didn't have a lot to play around with. But the regulars like always on, different customization options including wallpapers, the app drawer, the notification shade variants, they're all present and accounted for. The hardware is a delight. The Xiaomi 12 is one of the first phones to break the 1 million mark on AnTuTu. Though my unit didn't get there, 950,000 still seems well ahead of the pack, right? With Geekbench 5, it wasn't that far ahead of the pack, but I still feel the numbers are impressive, solid. In the limited time I spent with this phone, I didn't really run into any heating or throttling issues. The vapor chamber seems to be holding up, doing its job. Now, the Xiaomi 12 starts at 3699 RMB. That loosely converts to about $600 US or 43,000 Indian rupees. Now in India, Xiaomi with their track record, they generally charge about a 20% premium on the Chinese prices when they launch in India. Now even with 20% added, this would, if and when it comes to India, it should be priced at around the S21 FE's price point, which is why I dipped into that well one time too many in this video for comparisons. Now anyways guys, I feel overall this is a nice little compact phone, especially in a market where the Zenfone 8 doesn't exist. But the saturation issues, those need to be ironed out. The cameras were pretty disappointing. Hopefully that's something that Xiaomi can address, and if and when this launches globally, without any camera issues, I can see myself actually recommending it. And these are all initial impressions. I'm going to have to dig a lot deeper and I'll have more to say in the full review if you guys do want to see a full review. But for now, apart from the camera part of it, I'm pretty hyped about this phone. I really like what I'm seeing. What about you? What do you guys think about the Xiaomi 12? Do you think Xiaomi could have done, or rather should have done something better? Would you like to see this launched in other markets? Leave a comment down below. And with that, we are at the end of this quick little unboxing and hands-on. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on whatever you felt about it. Subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that bell icon if you haven't yet. And thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name is Ash. You've been watching C4eTech. And I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day.